Okay, let's talk about the draft. I want to share some of my favorite picks from the first round on Thursday night. Uh, with the number 3 overall pick, the San Francisco 49ers drafted Trey Lance, the quarterback out of North Dakota State. I was so happy. I love this move. It's one of my favorite moves in the entire draft. Trey Lance is an incredibly gifted quarterback. And I think he went to the best spot for him. And I think it's very possible that when it's all said and done, whether it's we look back 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, we're like, hey, Trey Lance, it's very possible we say, that guy was the best quarterback in this draft class, and it's unbelievable he was passed by the Jaguars and the Jets. I think with his skill set, he can run, he can throw. He's literally the best runner. He's got a huge arm, probably the biggest, not the most accurate yet, but the strongest arm in this draft class. And remember, Josh Allen wasn't accurate years ago when he came out of college from Wyoming. So we saw Josh Allen get better and more accurate in the NFL. It's very possible, and I think the same thing's going to happen with Trey Lance, and he's certainly going to get very, very good coaching from the 49ers coach Kyle Shanahan. Another benefit is the 49ers already have a quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, so there's no hurry. He doesn't need to play right away. He can sit on the bench until he's ready to become the starting quarterback, and I think it's awesome, man. He's a guy who works incredibly hard. People love him. They talk about his work ethic, and I think I was just so happy. I was crossing my fingers, hoping the 49ers would draft Trey Lance. And as a football fan, a greedy football fan, we are going to see something very, very special happen in San Francisco. And it's very, very cool he got to go there. And I cannot wait to see how things progress there with the 49ers. Number 4 overall, the Falcons drafted tight end Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is incredible. It's hard to knock this pick because he's a great player. Like, he's awesome. I mean, Kyle Pitts could literally be a Hall of Fame tight end. He's a matchup nightmare. But the Falcons still have a ton of problems, and I don't know how getting a tight end really made them a better overall football league. Maybe a more explosive offense, and that's great. But I thought, honestly, Atlanta should have moved down a couple picks and got more draft picks so they could build the rest of the roster up. I mean, I just don't know that one pick, Kyle Pitts, suddenly makes them a winning football team, if that makes any sense. So it's exciting, but it's also like, was that the right move? I don't know. I thought they should have traded down with a team that wanted a quarterback. However, maybe the trade offers were just not very good. I mean, we saw guys fall a little bit later in the draft than I would have thought, and maybe demand was lower than we thought. Now, number 5 overall, I'm hesitant about the Falcons pick. I'm going to be really, really harsh on this one. The Cincinnati Bengals did not draft an offensive tackle, an offensive lineman. They drafted wide receiver Jamar Chase from LSU. And Jamar Chase, another guy. Like, it's weird to knock this pick because he's incredibly talented. Like, he's a great football player. He played with Joe Burrow at LSU. Like, he's gonna be awesome. Like, frankly, like watching, it's gonna be a high-powered, exciting offense in Cincinnati. Here's the problem: your starting quarterback Joe Burrow got hurt last year with a season-ending injury. Got hit a ton. You need to get him help on the offensive line. I just don't understand. Like, yeah, wide receiver, they're great, but if Joe Burrow's on his back, it doesn't matter how many great wide receivers you have. So this is the pick I hated the most in the draft. I could not believe that the Cincinnati Bengals did not draft an offensive tackle. They should have picked Penei Sewell out of Oregon. Literally, it's very possible he's a Hall of Fame left tackle. And I just, what about the offensive line? I could not believe that the Bengals did not draft Penei Sewell, the offensive tackle out of Oregon. I hated this move. Which is weird to say again. They got a great player, but they got a player who doesn't protect the quarterback. So I just think it's a weird move that I really didn't like. Number 6 overall, the Miami Dolphins drafted Jalen Waddle, the wide receiver out of Alabama. I really like this move. It's awesome getting to a receiver. They played together in college at Alabama. It's awesome they're getting another weapon for Tua. They're supporting and building around Tua. They also later, with the 18th overall pick, drafted Jalen Phillips, the defensive end out of Miami. It's another good move. I really like the direction that Miami's headed. And the AFC East is getting very interesting and very competitive. The Jets look like they're getting their act together. The Patriots they already got a great coach. They got Mack Jones, the quarterback. The Dolphins are building around Tua, building their defense. The Bills have Josh Allen. Like, I am really, really excited to watch the elevation of the AFC East moving forward. Now, the Detroit Lions drafted Oregon tackle Penei Sewell at the 7th overall pick. I want to give a round of applause. This is a fantastic, fantastic move. It's kind of weird, but I feel very good about Detroit, and I feel weird saying that because Detroit is not a franchise I've ever looked at and gone, well run, good moves. But they got Jared Goff. He's younger than the old quarterback Matthew Stafford. They have Anthony Lynn, an offensive coordinator, who I think was a very problematic head coach, but was a great coordinator, and people really like Anthony Lynn. They got now probably a future Hall of Fame left tackle, Penei Sewell. The Lions are making good moves. Is it going to work? I don't know. They're an incredibly, incredibly dysfunctional franchise, but they're at least doing stuff on paper. I go, good move, good move, good move. Like they're doing the best they can, and that's all they can do. So I feel good about the Lions, which I never ever thought it would say. Now, number 8 overall, the Carolina Panthers drafted J.C. Horn, a corner. It's a good pick. Kind of boring, honestly. Like I was really hoping that the Carolina Panthers would draft a receiver to help their young quarterback, Sam Darnold. They made a trade for Sam Darnold. I'm like, support the guy. Get him some weapons and some firepower. However, Jalen Waddle was taken off the board, and Kyle Pitts was gone, and Jamar Chase was gone. So, like, all the best weapons were taken away. They had Devonte Smith. Devonte Smith is kind of small, and they had a heavy need at corner. They got a guy who's going to be a really good starter for them at corner. So, I like the move, and I got to say, I'm really excited to watch J.C. Horn play with Jeremy Chin. And Carolina is certainly building a really, really good football team in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, number 9 overall, I hated this move. The Denver Broncos drafted Patrick Surtain, a corner from Alabama. Great player. Like, a really, really outstanding corner. However, I don't get how the Denver Broncos passed on Justin Fields and Mack Jones. Like, they need a quarterback. Yeah, you got a good player, but quarterback is literally the most important position in the entire NFL. And the Denver Broncos don't really have one. They traded for Teddy Bridgewater, who's kind of he's a duct tape quarterback. He's not a long-term solution. He's kind of a Band-Aid on the problem. That's why he's called a duct tape quarterback. The Denver Broncos don't have a guy moving forward. I don't know why they would not draft Justin Fields or Mack Jones. Maybe what this really means is that Denver is going to try to make a move to trade for Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Like, I go, okay, that makes a little bit of sense. Otherwise, if they're not going to trade for Aaron Rodgers, passing on a quarterback for Denver, it was wildly irresponsible. Now, I will say, there's so much talent in Denver. Like, their offense is literally stacked. It's possible that the talent does elevate Teddy Bridgewater and make him better. So I'm not trying to be all doomsday here, but I watched this pick and was like, why would you not draft a quarterback? You need a franchise quarterback. You don't have one. Maybe you like Teddy, but I just can't imagine that's their. He's fine, but you could have had Justin Fields and you didn't want him. I'm concerned that we're going to look back years from now and go, man, Mack Jones and Justin Fields were awesome, and Denver could have had either one of them and didn't take them. So I am concerned that there's going to be a lot of regret for Denver Broncos fans years from now when they look back on the 2021 NFL draft. Number 10 overall, the Eagles moved up and they drafted wide receiver Devonte Smith. Awesome move. I could not think of a better fit for Devonte Smith than Philadelphia, working with Jalen Hurts, the quarterback, former Alabama quarterback. They actually played together at Alabama. And the fit between Jalen Hurts and Devonte Smith is awesome. They're two guys who work like dogs and I just want to go to work and prepare and work hard. And I think I'm really excited to watch, hopefully, the Eagles with Jalen Hurts and Devonte Smith, transform that culture and that locker room. And the Eagles do also have wide receiver Jalen Reagor already. So I'm really excited to watch this Eagles offense. I don't know about their coach. He seems like a bit of a doofus, but, Nick Sirianni had a horrible, horrible first press conference. But I'm very, very compelled. I think Jalen Hurts is awesome. And they got a player who can support their young quarterback. And I'm excited to watch what goes down in Philadelphia. Now, number 11 overall, the Bears. The Bears moved up and drafted a quarterback, number 11 overall, Justin Fields, the quarterback out of Ohio State. Yes. I am so happy about this. Like, hallelujah. It's a great pick. I think also a good fit for them, man. Justin is incredibly talented. He's a guy who's very raw. I think he's got some habits and stuff he's got to work out. But the good news is the Bears already have a quarterback, Andy Dalton, who can be their week 1 starter and can play until Justin Fields is ready. So there's no hurry. He can sit and prepare until he's ready to go. And look, people hate on the Bears coach Matt Nagy all the time. I actually happen to like Matt Nagy. When Matt Nagy was coaching for the Bears and he had Mitchell Trubisky as his quarterback, the amount of times I watched Matt Nagy make a great play call, find a good matchup, have somebody open downfield, and their stupid quarterback would just look at it and not throw the football or make a terrible throw. And you're like, as a coach, all you can do is put your players in a position to be successful. If they don't pull the trigger, if they don't complete passes, like, that's not really on you. You made a great play call. Your stupid quarterback is awful. So I'm getting fired up. I really, really did not enjoy watching Mitchell Trubisky play in Chicago. I think, look, I like the Bears coach, Matt Nagy. I think he can coach. I think the problem was Mitchell Trubisky. We'll find out. But I feel very, very optimistic about Justin Fields and his future in Chicago. And, the Bears, Justin Fields could be the best Bears quarterback they ever had. They really don't have a history of good quarterbacks. And Chicago made a move. They got a quarterback. I'm so, so happy about that. And I cannot wait to watch the future of Justin Fields in Chicago. Number 12, the Cowboys got an awesome linebacker, Micah Parsons, linebacker out of Penn State. Sean Lee just retired, their legendary linebacker. That's a great pick. Number 13 overall, the Chargers got Justin Herbert, an offensive tackle. Rashawn Slater, I love that move. The Jets did very, very well. The New York Jets got a franchise quarterback, number 2 overall, Zach Wilson, and a BYU. Right now, we'll see Trey Lance is going to develop, and we'll see where he is years from now. But right now, I think they got the best quarterback in the draft. As far as, Trey Lance isn't ready. We'll see when he develops. Neither is Justin Fields. But I think currently they got the best quarterback. I really love the ability Zach Wilson has. They also traded back up to get an offensive lineman, Elijah Vera Tucker from USC, 14th overall. So the Jets had a very, very good first round. They got a quarterback. They're building an offensive line around him. Mekhi Becton, Elijah Vera Tucker. I feel very like the Jets. I'm concerned about New York for sure because they have been a mess for a long, long time. However, the Jets, man, they're making good moves too. I look at this is a move I really, really loved. 15th overall, the Patriots drafted Mack Jones, the quarterback out of Alabama. It's an awesome fit. Really, really good pick. The good news is there's no pressure for Mack Jones to start right away. They already have Cam Newton there. And they can take their time with Mack Jones. Wait till he's ready to be their starting quarterback. He's really, really talented. Kind of also weird. The quarterback room in New England is Jarrett Stidham, former Auburn quarterback, Cam Newton, former Auburn quarterback, and Mack Jones, a former Alabama quarterback. A lot of guys from Alabama colleges. And it's pretty wild. Mack Jones already played for Nick Saban in his career. Now he's going to play for Bill Belichick. Like, this guy has gotten such a good set of coaches in his football career. Like, to go from Nick Saban to Bill Belichick is awesome. And I think Bill Belichick got his franchise quarterback, man. The evil empire is on its way back. And I cannot wait. I really am confident that Mack Jones is going to do very, very well in New England. I think he went to the best team for him. Like, I think it's a great fit for Mack Jones. And I'm very, very excited to watch Mack Jones play in New England and hopefully blossom and become their franchise quarterback. The Giants drafted wide receiver Kadarius Toney, number 20 overall. I love this pick. Daniel Jones got a lot of weapons there in New York. And, man, the pressure's on, man. There's no excuses for Daniel Jones in 2021 with a couple receivers, tight end, running back. They're building their offensive line. The Giants, man, there's no reason for Daniel Jones to not be very, very good and very, very successful in 2021. And then finally, with the 27th overall pick, the last pick that I thought was very, very exciting and really, really cool. The Baltimore Ravens drafted wide receiver Rashawn Bateman. It's another good weapon for Lamar Jackson. They got a fun, exciting offense, man. And I really hope and I want to see progression from the Ravens passing game. I want to see development there. And I'm excited to watch Rashawn Bateman, who had made a lot of great catches at University of Minnesota. I want to watch a guy do very, very well in Baltimore, and him, Marquis Brown. I am excited to watch the future of the Baltimore Ravens, and I think that is a great move to support their young quarterback, Lamar Jackson.